What if I told you that an entire war, real battles, real deaths, and real political consequences was sparked by a bucket? Not a metaphor, not a nickname, an actual wooden bucket. In the early 1300s, two powerful Italian cities went to war, and history remembers this as the War of the Bucket. Today, we're diving into one of the strangest conflicts of medieval Europe. To understand this war, we need to travel to northern Italy in the 14th century, a region packed with wealthy independent city-states. Two of them were Bologna and Modena, neighbours, rivals, and long-time enemies. Now, their rivalry wasn't really about buckets, it was about power, politics, and loyalty. Now, Italy at the time was divided between two factions: the Guelphs, who supported the Pope, and the Ghibellines, who supported the Holy Roman Emperor. Bologna was a proud Guelph city. Modena firmly backed the Ghibellines. That ideological divide meant constant tension, border skirmishes, and simmering hatred, just waiting for an excuse to explode. And then, someone stole a bucket. According to tradition, Modenese soldiers raided Bologna and took a wooden bucket from a public well, either as a prank, an insult, or a deliberate provocation. Now, to us, that sounds ridiculous, but in medieval cities, public wells were symbols of civic pride and survival. Stealing one wasn't just theft, it was humiliation. Bologna demanded the bucket back. Modena refused. And just like that, insults turned into ultimatums, and ultimatums turned into war. In 1325, Bologna mobilized a massive army. Some estimates say up to 30,000 soldiers. Modena, smaller but more experienced, fielded around 7,000 troops, bolstered by skilled cavalry. The two sides met at the Battle of Zeppelino, just outside Modena. Despite being vastly outnumbered, Modena's forces crushed Bologna's army. The battle lasted only a few hours. Thousands of Bolognese soldiers were killed or captured, and Modena emerged victorious, proving that discipline and strategy could beat sheer numbers. And yes, the bucket did stay in Modena. After the battle, Modena didn't just keep that bucket, they displayed it as a trophy. To this day, a wooden bucket, believed to be the original, or maybe a symbolic replacement, is kept in Modena's Torre della Galendina. The war officially ended a few years later, but the rivalry endured for generations. What makes the War of the Bucket so fascinating isn't the bucket itself, it's what it represents. This was a war born from political division, civic pride, long-standing grudges, and the need to save face. The bucket was simply the spark that ignited a powder keg already primed to explode. Now, it's worth noting that some historians debate how literal the bucket story is. It may have been exaggerated or popularized later, especially in satirical poems that mock the absurdity of the conflict. But even if the bucket wasn't the true cause, the war absolutely happened, and the story survived because it perfectly captures the pettiness and the passion of medieval politics. Sometimes history isn't shaped by grand ideals, but by pride, insults, and stolen property. So the next time someone says a conflict started over nothing, remember this. Entire armies once clashed, cities burned, and lives were lost, all because someone stole a bucket. If you enjoyed this dive into history's strangest war, please like the video, subscribe for more, and let me know in the comments which absurd historical conflict I should cover next. Thank you all so much for listening. I hope you all have great days. Goodbye.